Okay, hi everybody. I'm hoping this is working. Hi, it's Mr. C. I'm going to just be doing a little bit of video about circles and data management, but it's going to involve fractions and algebra. Yeah, it's not so hard. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to set up the scenario. Let's dive in. So let's say you're taking some data and you've done a survey and finding out about people's fruit preferences. So 70 people liked apples, 220 people liked oranges, 210 people liked bananas. So you've got all your data and you've been asked or tasked to figure out how to turn this into a circle graph. Now you could use software for this. That's probably the best way, honestly. But if you don't have software and you want to do it by hand, here's how you do it. Now there's a great video out there where they take the number and they find the total, they turn it into a percentage, and then they take that percentage and turn it into what they need. Now let's talk about what you need. If you're talking about a circle, let me draw a terrible circle here. There we go. So if we've got a circle, what we remember about circles is that circles are measured in degrees. And you can slice it up into slices of pie. And there are a total of 360 degrees in a full circle. All the way around is 360. So in order to know where to put your slice and cut that piece out, you need to know how many degrees that little slice is, or sector, or I guess slice of an arc. Anyway, so you need to know what is the amount of degrees that you need to measure here. So in order to do this, I've seen a great video where they took 70 and they turned it into a percentage of the total, and then they turned that into a percentage of 360. And I'm here to tell you, you can save time and energy and just skip the middleman. You don't have to turn it into a percentage. You'll see what I mean in a second. So the first trick is you need to find your total of your data. So you just add them all up, and we end up with 500. So we surveyed 500 people, let's say, and 70 of them liked apples. So how much of a circle is that? Well, you set it up like a fraction. You ready? Let's do this. I love my fraction math. So 70 out of 500, that's 70 over 500, just like that. Now, you could put it into an equivalent fraction over 100. You absolutely could do that. You take this root up here, you find it over 100. And in fact, it's not even that hard. The 500 into 100, that's just divide by 5. You could divide 70 by 5 and get it, but we're still going to skip that part. So instead of going that route, because then you got to bring it back down again. So instead, we're just going to make an equivalent fraction where the denominator is going to be out of 360. So you get to go right to your degree amount out of 360. But here's the catch. We don't know what that number is. And when we don't know a number in math, we often let a symbol stand in its place. That's algebra. So I'm going to choose the symbol N for number. So we don't know what that number is yet, but we know it will be equivalent to this fraction here. So one of the ways to figure this out, and there are a few different ways. You could find the factor, the scale factor, but I'm actually going to just do my old pal cross multiplying. So what that means is you set up, this is a trick, and if you don't know what else, any of the rest of the things I've been saying, just follow this trick. Find the total, that's your denominator. Put your number that you've got on top, that's the 70 in this case, and then set it up over the number you want it to be with a letter above. Okay, now you cross multiply. And what that means is I take the 500 times n, and I don't know what that is yet. So I just let the letter stand in for the number. And I can't do anything with that side yet. But that is equivalent to 70 times 360. Times 360. And I set it up just like this. So now I can do the math on this side with a calculator. And I've done this before, so I'll just look it up. It is 25,200, just like that. Okay. That's this right side. I'm going to refer to right side and left side just so we can keep our kind of algebra tricks here. This is, by the way, we're working on an algebra trick called balancing. So we're going to cross multiply and then we're going to balance. In other words, we're going to get this unknown number all by itself. And how you do that? Well, we can't do anything yet. So for now, I'm just going to copy it down just so we don't miss any steps. Haven't done anything over here yet. So I have 25,200 is equivalent to 500 times the unknown number. Well, the unknown number, we want that by itself, not times by 500. So here's the balancing part. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. So if you change the left side by something, you have to change the right side by something. So I've got 500 times. So we do the inverse of times. So we divide. So 500 on the bottom. So it's 500 times an unknown number divided by 500. On the other side, to keep it in balance, I have to do it to the other side, 500. So what I end up with is this. And the best part is this side on the left that looks all scary, it's actually super easy. You just times something and divide by the exact same thing. Those just literally cancel each other right out. So I can just cross them right off. That's my favorite part. Then on the other side, I have 25,200 divided by 500. And I'll punch that in a calculator, probably. You can do it without. But in this case, we end up with n being all by itself over here. And that's equivalent to the answer of whatever this is, which turns out to be 50.4. Now, I know what you're saying. You are mixing decimals and fractions. And that is breaking a rule. Yes, that's kind of a no-no. But in this case, it works nicely because you end up with a number, which is going to be your degrees. Okay, so out of 360 degrees all the way around the circle, we need to make a pie slice that is 50.4 degrees. You know what? Probably using your protractor, you just measure it out and you find where that line is, and that little point right there, this little pie slice, that's going to be 50.4 or just 50 degrees if you can't get it that exact. Okay, and that's how you jump directly from your amount into your degree arc, cross multiplying and balancing. So I hope that made sense to you. I'm going to put it on the screen a little bit closer for you to take a look at. If you have any questions, you can ask me in class. Thanks for listening. Bye.